welcome to my channel, Surprise Comics. This is Matt coming back at you with another haul. What I'm showing you right here is a print I picked up at a Comic Con. It's a little mid-sized Comic Con they do every winter here in Phoenix, called the Phoenix Fanfest. And the same people run the Phoenix Comic Con, which is a big con they do every spring. And I picked up this print. It's done by Chad Heinrich, and he's just kind of like one of your guys who's trying to break in Artist Alley. And you know, he does some work for a lot of stuff at one of the local comic book shops I go to. And so I stopped by and I saw this print and I just had to get it. And you know, when I walk through those artist alleys, you see a lot of stuff. You know, I'm no artist myself, but you just see a lot of stuff that it's good and it's really good, but you know they never have a chance of actually breaking through. And this is one of the few guys in Artist Alley that I think actually has a real shot at doing some real comic work. So I went ahead and picked this up. He had a lot of other really cool prints, but I only had a little bit of time when I was at the con because I'm really busy this time of year. So it was like a run in and run out. I was there for like a total of 2 hours. And the con's actually a really cool con because it's held at the University of Phoenix, or the University of Phoenix Stadium, which is where the Cardinals play. And the convention floor is actually on the field. Now at that stadium, it's a dome, so in order to use fresh grass, they actually have this field on wheels, and so they roll the fields out behind the stadium through the week, and then they roll the field in for them to play on it during the week, and that's how they're able to have an indoor stadium in Arizona because it's too hot for an outdoor stadium. So the field is rolled off, and so you're on the stadium floor, and it's like you look up and there's, you know, 50,000, 60,000 seats, whatever that stadium is, all around you as you're walking around buying comic books and looking at comic books. So it's a kind of a cool place to have a con. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to stay there for too long, but hopefully next year I'll have a little bit more time. So first off, I was able to fill in some holes on my Batman run that I'm trying to put together. And so these I just picked up real cheap. This one guy had a bin or a $2 box. Actually, had several $2 boxes, and if you bought so many, the price dropped. So I paid up like $1.50 each for these because I got enough. And so I got Batman 294, cool Joker cover. This one's a mini key, Batman 442, first Tim Drake Robin, or something like that. There's several comics I've been seen attributed to Tim Drake Robin, but this is one of the first Tim Drake appearances. Batman 444, another Joker cover, Batman 450, Batman 455, 456, 459. We got 470 of Maxie Zeus cover. You don't see a whole lot of Maxie Zeus going on. Maxie Zeus is a guy who goes crazy and thinks he's a Greek god or Roman god. I don't remember which one it was, whoever Zeus is. And you know, it's kind of adopted from the King Tut character from the Batman 66. They didn't want to do King Tut just that way, so they invented Maxie Zeus. And his first appearance, I looked it up the other day after I got this book, and it's not like even recognized. It's I can't remember the number. It's a Detective Comics, and it's like, you know, people on eBay weren't even like putting it in their description that it was his first appearance. So he's a pretty low-level villain for Batman, but if you're looking for Batman villain first appearance, Maxie Zeus is dirt cheap. It's probably a good time to jump on that while you can, because you never know with all the movies and all the TV shows and stuff. I can easily see Maxie Zeus coming on Gotham or something. It seems like that's the type of villain they've been using. We got 471, we got Killer Croc down there. 472. This is a really cool cover. Batman 478, and that's what I got for my Batman run. You know, it's getting harder, and as I get more, I can't pick up as many shows like this like I used to be able to, you know, pick up 60, 70 for my run, but I got a nice little stack there. Also from that guy's booth, for $1.50, I got Web of Spider-Man #1. Not great condition, but really not bad. Take it for $1.50. X-Men 136. This one's really pretty rough condition, but it's just nice to, you know, it's a key issue, Dark Phoenix Saga. It's nice to have in my collection. 169. This really iconic cover. We got the rats. We have Angel with his wings trapped. And I forget what the key is on that issue, but I can't remember. This issue I remember as a kid. Was actually worth a little bit of money in the early 90s when Rogue was at her peak of popularity. This is when Rogue joins the X-Men. And it's funny because I remember as a kid, Rogue was one of my favorite characters, and so I wanted to pick up her first issue, but it was way out of reach. And so, you know, I had like $10, and this is like the most key issue I could get from her earlier appearances. Now I get it out of a dollar bin, basically. This one was in there too, X-Men 200, double-sized issue. Yeah, I paid almost cover price for it. This one I was shocked to see in there. This is X-Men 221, the first appearance of Mr. Sinister. And as they keep making these X-Men movies, they're running out of villains that they haven't used yet. So, you know, Mr. Sinister or some variation of him's got to be coming in the next 2 or 3. Omega Red's another one to watch out for. And X-Men 222, Wolverine vs. Sabretooth cover, brown costume. Just love that. Always loved that cover. Great to get it for that cheap. And this one I was kind of surprised was in there. It's a really beat up copy, but even then for $1.50, I definitely could have turned it down. It's Where Monsters Dwell, and this isn't the first appearance of Groot, but it's a reprint, I think, of Strange or Tales to Us. I think it's Strange Tales 6 or something, or 14. But this book's picked up a little bit of heat. It's a very early appearance of Groot. It was the other one's kind of out of reach for most people. This one is, you know, it's missing a piece of the cover, but actually besides that, it's really not that bad. The pages are nice. It's complete. Nothing's cut out of it, and we can see Groot can say a lot more than I am Groot. Says, "Behold, I am Groot, the invincible. Who dares defy me?" And then this little guy's over here. "I defy you, Groot. I shall destroy you before midnight." And so, you know, I was happy to get that for so cheap, even if it is a bit of a, you know, definitely, it's not just a bit of a beater. It's definitely a beater copy. They have the subscription crease, this cutout down there, but once you get past those two things, really not that bad of a copy. So, it's another comic that you still might be able to get a stealth buy on. You know, you'll see that I looked on eBay after I got just to kind of get a sense of what people were paying for it and stuff. And, you know, it was, you know, you couldn't get it for less than $30, $40, even in good condition. So, also, this guy, you know, his name was Ed Robertson. He does a lot of Comic Cons here in the Southwest. Pretty, you know, people in Phoenix, they know, you know, that's where you go to get the best stuff. Every time a show opens, his booth is just swarmed. People going through trying to get everything before it runs out. I got there, and he has, like, you know, one of the first booths you see right when you come in at like every show around here. And, you know, I was like one of the first 50 people through the door. And I think all 50 of us were already swarming around that guy's table trying to dig through his stuff. So another thing I found at his booth is I found this stack of books, which was a run of Flash. Now, he does a lot of sets. You know, usually he'll pull out the key issues and he'll just sell sets of books. And you'll get like, you can get 20 books for $20, and depending on when. And I saw this run of Flash 194 through 213 with a $25 sticker on it. And I couldn't believe, because this guy usually doesn't miss stuff like that. And so I was super excited to get this. This is a run I've been looking for a while. You know, 194, 195, 196. But it's when you get into issue number, here it is, issue 197. There's a 4-part story That's been pretty hot lately. It's called Blitz. And because this is the first story about Professor Zoom. You know, this book alone, you see for between $30 and $50 a pound shape. This one is in really nice condition. This bottom corner is not perfect. So, you know, maybe with the good pressing, it will probably get a 9.6. Probably a 9.2, 9.4 right now. There's some small pressable things in it. So, super excited to get that. You know, I would have paid $25 and been happy just to get this book, but then to get all these other books, and each one in this series, 197 through 200, are worth a few bucks each. The rest of the comics, you know, I love the Flash, and it's just great to get, you know, the way I see it, I got the rest of these for free, because I was really paying for these 4. So, super excited to get that. And so that's that guy. I walked around the rest of the show, and I couldn't believe what people were charging at other booths. You know, I'd see things that, you know, you can get for on eBay, which I think is a lot of time overpriced. That'd be like $15 to $20 on eBay, and they were $140 or $50. If it was $100 on eBay, they're asking $200 at this show. I just couldn't believe some of the prices people were asking, and I didn't see a lot of people selling stuff. So I think people are wising up to what's going on. I did find another booth that had a few issues I liked. Got these out. Next one's for $1 each. I got New Teen Titans Annual number 2, first appearance of this guy on the cover, Vigilante. Secret Wars, or Secret War, book 1 of 5. The issue you want in that series is 2, but for $1, I thought, why not get number 1 as well? And then I got 52, week 11, Batwoman Begins. This is the first Kate Kane as Batwoman. And it really, this 52 things, I've heard mixed reviews about the story. A lot of people like it, some people not so much. You can find this whole collection for like $30 for all 52 issues. So if you're ever interested in it, don't pay a lot right away. You'll eventually find it for $20, $30. And so that's all I got at that show. It's, you know, I'm very happy with what I got in the time I was there. A little disappointed that there wasn't more vendors that had stuff priced to sell. A few eBay pickups I've gotten over the last couple weeks since I've done a haul video. I got Clandestino number 1. This is the Third Eye Comics variant. Got that for $12. I actually picked this one up an hour before the new trailer for Batman vs Superman appeared. I got for like, I think $12 including shipping. Really nice condition, except for one little color breaking ding on here, which was very disappointing when I got it, because the person had it graded as like a 9.6, 9.8. It's probably more of a 9.4. You know, once you break that color, 9.6s and 9.8s are out of the question. It's such a small mark. I looked on, after I got it, I looked on the picture in the auction, and it was there before it didn't happen in shipping. But at that price, still a great deal. Happy to have it. Another book I picked up is this Marvel's Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Custom Edition. This is a comic book they handed out for free at San Diego Comic-Con a few years ago when they were launching the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show. Now basically all this comic book is a big long advertisement for Lexus. This comic book is key though, because some of the characters from the show, like Agent May, Simmons and stuff, have been brought in to comic books. So this is their first appearance. I think Agent May is the key one that people are most hot about. So yeah, it's a little bit of a sleeper book. If that character continues to grow, if they bring more things back and forth between the TV and the movies, which I don't know if they are going to do. It seems like they're getting more separate, not closer together. But that's that. I went to a comic book shop in my area. I don't go to it very often because it's really not that good of a shop. But every once in a while, they have like, all their books are out, nothing's bagged or board. It's just on these long trays, and most stuff is a little nicked up here and there. And they have 2 boxes of variants that they like just barely put out a few months ago. So I'll go in and I'll look through those boxes, because I don't know what they were doing for variant comics before that, because you would never sell it. But it seems like every once in a while they'll just put some old variants in there. at really reasonable prices. I got this Batman #5 variant. This is the first, it's a early appearance of the Court of Owls when he's in the maze. And I got that for $6. And I got this one. It's a really awesome cover. This is the conclusion of the Court of Owls storyline. Batman #11, and that was $6 as well. So I definitely was happy with those. Yesterday, before I went to that shop, I made my first ever Craigslist purchase. I found this guy on Craigslist. And I've been searching Craigslist off and off, and I've never really had a whole lot of luck with it. This guy had this really had this nice little list of books that he had up for sale, and he had very reasonable prices on it. So I texted him in the morning and said, "Hey, you still have these books? These are the ones specifically I'm interested in. I'd like to come meet you and see if we can make a deal." And he was like, "Yeah, definitely have all those books. We can definitely meet today. I'm going to be out in your area, so we just meet at a store or something." So we met at a Best Buy. And so it was like 5 or 6 hours. And every hour he'd send me a text saying, "Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, have to apologize. He had a Batman #1 he's asking $50 for. He's like, I don't have the Batman #1, I already got rid of it." And it seemed kind of weird that he says he got rid of it, but he didn't remember when it's by far the most valuable book that he had up for sale. And then as like 2 other books that I was excited to get, he dropped out throughout the day. So I didn't get everything that I wanted, but I still got a pretty good deal. They're all in really great shape. He definitely took good care of his comics. I got another copy of Batgirl #1 with the Adam Hughes cover. That was a $3 book. He wanted $3 for this Action Comics with the goofy jeans wearing Superman with a short cape. This is an awesome book, Batman Annual #1. It has a retelling of the origin, a kind of a retcon origin of Mr. Freeze. Got that one for $4. He wanted $8 for Batman #2, which he hadn't gotten rid of yet. I got myself a copy of Darth Vader #2. This is the only Darth Vader comic I was missing in first print. I picked up that for $4. Darth Vader #3, the first appearance of Afra. First print for $4. Green Lantern #1 for $2. And then the last comic I picked up was Green Arrow #1, and he only asked 75 cents for that. So overall, it's mostly moderns. I'd like to, I see other people's videos and see other stories about Craigslist buys, and they get all these great bronze and Silver Age books. We'll come back to look at this Chad Heinrich print. And I keep looking on there. Eventually I'm hoping to break through. Most things I see on Craigslist around here is, I got these vintage comic books, and it's like, you look at the pictures and they're all books from the 90s and stuff. It's funny, like, to comic book collectors, what's considered old or books from like the 60s, to normal people, like, oh, this book's over 10 years old, that's pretty old for a comic book. And so I always tell people, you got to kind of compare it to a person. If a person's 20 years old, do you consider them old? No. If a person's 60 years old, they're getting close to retirement. That's when a comic book's getting close to being, that's when a comic book's old. 40-year-old comic, it's a bit older than like a 40-year-old person, but you never call a 16-year-old an old person. So that's my haul for this week. Thanks for watching, and everyone have a good time.